right, episode 4 of Rockin' and Talking, man. We're knocking these out.
Talking and rocking and knocking.
Talking and rocking and knocking them out. The Aussie one was fun.
Yeah.
If you watched it, thank you very much. We're going to try to keep the content coming from you, for you. Today we're talking about something a little different. It's not a ranking.
Right.
It's more about just us talking about underrated albums from 80s and 90s metal bands.
Right.
The albums don't necessarily have to come from that era. Just underrated albums from those bands.
Right. Bands that you would think about when you think about the 80s.
Yeah.
Or basically the 80s.
Yeah, basically the 80s.
Yeah.
But before we do that, man, what you been listening to? I see you got the Neon Warlord shirt on today.
Always listening to them.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I do love the Neon Warlords, but to be honest, the only thing I've really been listening to are the albums we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I've been listening to a lot of 80s. Well, there's a couple that I want to save for another time that I want to talk about. But I've been listening to old Vicious Rumors.
Oh, nice.
Which
man.
I'm not talking about today, but we definitely will.
Yeah.
But Metal Church.
You've got some, just looking at your list, man, you've got some awesome things to talk about.
Stuff to talk about just to try to get more awareness to it. And so when I was going down we said, well, we're going to talk about stuff that's that's by bands that people know, but they probably don't listen to, or they forget about them, or something like that. They kind of got lost in the shuffle, or didn't have a mainstream hit, maybe,
or maybe in some cases the album didn't come out until a later re-release.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so I said, well, I'm going to start listening to some stuff that I'm thinking about, and that's kind of what I've been listening to. I've been stuck in listening to old 80s heavy metal.
So basically just a regular day in our life.
Absolutely nothing different. So
I've been on a real heavy Kicks kick.
Really?
I've been listening to them a lot. I love Stephen Rick's podcast. Actually, it's one of the biggest inspirations for me to want to do this.
Right.
Is Stephen Rick's podcast that they do.
Cool.
I love their show, and I love Kicks. They put out some great stuff. I love Blow My Fuse. It's such a great album. Been listening to that real heavy. Actually, did you know that he was Lizzie Hale's vocal coach?
I had no idea.
Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, and he said, and I agree with him, that she's got the best voice of all time. And
wow,
her voice is 10 times better than the band she's in. No joke. But no offense, I do love Hailstorm, and I know we have a future episode for the best modern kind of whatever you want to call it, sleaze hair metal,
new wave of hair metal.
We have a video planned, and spoiler alert, I'll probably talk about Hailstorm at that point. But anyway, just another reminder, we're not ranking these albums. We're just talking about albums we love that you may or may not know about. Yeah. And we got to get you to go first, man, because what's sitting on top over there is it's a metal thing most metal thing I've ever seen.
So the first album I want to talk about is Thor's Only the Strong.
So tell me about this album, because I've never even heard of it.
So it's kind of like an old school heavy metal when you think of Anvil.
Yeah, oh heck
You want to think of that style of heavy metal, and it's another thing that I love. Exactly. But
look at that back album cover. That is so cool.
And the reason I got into Thor is because I'm obsessed with Mystery Science Theater, and they riffed,
which is MSTmike3K. if you didn't know, that's Mystery Science Theater. Right.
And I've kind of been obsessed with it since I was young, and it kind of took over my life. Everything I did was about that. Always thinking about it. And anyway, they did a movie called Zombie Nightmare, which I have right here. And the vocalist John Michael Thor. He's in this movie and whatnot. He also did another one called Rock and Roll Nightmare, which they did on Riff Tracks. But anyway, the soundtrack to this album, to this movie rather, Virgin Steel.
Oh heck yeah!
Death Mask, Motorhead's Ace of Spades is the credit song.
Wow, New World Video. I have not seen that logo in 20 years. Talking about a brain wrinkle. Wow, I remembered that company.
Right.
Wow.
But anyhow, so when they make the jokes and whatnot, obviously Mystery Science style. So I dived deep into the movies that I liked of Mystery Science. And anyway, so when I was watching the episode, I was like, all this heavy metal they're playing in this movie. I was like, who is this? Who is this?
Yeah.
Virgin Steel, and which thankfully I've been able to see live now, but I'll talk about them later on another.
Yeah.
No, Virgin Steel rules. But anyway, so Thor, and when you find out everything about him, and you find out he has this killer album. He's got a few albums out. And he's still making them. He's still making music.
Well, see, that's a big thing that I consider about getting into bands. Are they still active?
Yeah.
Are they still?
Well, there's gonna be a couple that that are not active that we're talking about, of course, but
I don't think any of the ones I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
but
that's the only one.
But
out of mine anyway.
Right. But I wanted to throw this out there. It's a big part of getting into this. And
I want to show you a really good shot of that back album cover. Now, what year was this?
It's like 86.
So Pantera wasn't a band, so she's hot, man.
Look, how about that hair? But I mean, come on.
It's almost like Tommy Aldridge.
Right. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is they're like a mix of like the Judas Priest and Anvil. And, of course, his vocals aren't like these phenomenal, groundbreaking vocals like Anvil, but they rock.
I thought she sings in this.
No, she does sing, but he's the lead vocalist. She just does backing vocals. And stuff
that's
like
all? Mm-hmm. She doesn't do guitar or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
But she did have her own music out for a little bit, but I don't know how well it went.
Was it called Pantera?
I believe so. In the movie Zombie Nightmare, it's called Pantera.
I wonder if that's where Pantera got their name from.
No, I thought I saw a video
I know
once.
It's the name of a car, too, so it...
I thought I saw a video once where the drummer was talking about some dude from high school said the name Pantera. You should call your band Pantera because it means something in Latin or something, and they took it from that.
Nice.
I remember seeing that somewhere.
Right on. I always thought it was because of the car.
Maybe it is. Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I could be wrong. But
right
but
on,
anyway,
man.
Let the Blood Run Red is the song I want everyone to check out.
Let the Blood Run Red.
I mean, and another great thing about this, and I don't want to take up too much time, but
actually, I want to say one thing about the back cover. I just want you guys to know that it says "Beware the Fury of the Ice Viking." Just
That's awesome.
Just to prepare yourself for what you're going to hear, I guess.
And you're not going to hear a bunch of sappy love stuff and baby and all that. We're going to hear some heavy metal.
Hey,
that's what I like. That's what
I'm going to have to listen to that one, man. Thanks
absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know about that because I had no idea about it. All right, well, I guess I'm just going to pick one here. So, again, these aren't ranked. This is a little bit more... This is an underground like yours was, but I do think it needs to be talked about. It's Great White. Everyone knows Great White. They are a platinum band, legendary status, but this album is one of the heaviest freaking albums.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, stuff like Out of the Night, Stick It, Substitute, Bad Boys, Down on Your Knees, Down on Your Knees, A Street Killer, No Better Than Hell. This
heavy riffs.
I'm not sure why sometimes you'll see it with this album cover.
This album cover, I'm not familiar with, really. This one looks cool. I always saw just the black.
Yeah, me too, man.
This cover is awesome, man.
I really don't know a lot about why they re-released it later with just a black cover. And actually, sometimes you'll see this album listed with the title Out of the Night. So it's like, is the title of it Great White or is it Out of the Night? Maybe it's a regional thing or it came out in different regions. I'm not sure. All I know is this album freaking kills it.
Bro, it's the best album.
It's the best album.
It rules.
It's funny. We saw... just to talk a little bit about a guy named Brett Carlisle. He is the current singer of Great White, and we had the chance to meet him. We saw Great White just a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was a couple months ago.
Just killer band. And don't get me wrong, I love all the Great White stuff. I even like Full Circle. Their newest album. Anyway, Brett Carlisle, if you close your eyes, you would have thought it was Jack Russell. But that's not why he's great. Mm-hmm. He's great because he's got the look, he's got the attitude, he knows what he's doing. He did his homework.
Yeah.
He's great, good-looking guy, great voice, very friendly. He was the only guy that came down we saw Slaughter and Great White on this tour that they're on. So if you see that, I saw the Rockin' and Talkin' Facebook page commented on that tour, so I know that tour's still going on.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to see it, go see it.
Absolutely.
Slaughter is way heavier than they sound on their albums, is all I'm going to say. But this album is heavy, man, and I'm glad we got to hear Stick It live.
Yeah, man, they should. The Street Killer, man, it's just.
Yeah, Street Killer's an awesome song.
Just the riff, just the kick-ass
and
album.
I really love Bad Boys, even though it's a corny title.
You always think of Cops.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's true. No Better Than Hell. I mean, this is just a metallic metal album. They.
Yeah, I wish they'd kept that sound, not kind of strayed, but.
Yeah,
obviously you got to go where this tells you, and I'm sure there was some direction.
And don't get me like I can't imagine Great White not being what they eventually became.
Right.
Like I love Shot in the Dark, their second album.
Yeah.
Face the Day is one of my favorite songs by them. And obviously,
cool cover.
Yeah, and obviously I love all their stuff, but I wanted to spotlight the first one because not a lot of people talk about it.
Right.
And it's just killer. And
Everyone,
it's heavy. Yeah. It's my go-to Great White album every time.
I agree. It's just whenever,
regardless of the version, tape, album, CD,
whenever I went back and checked it out, I was like, because when we were getting ready to go see Great White, I had to go check out some Great. I was like, oh, let me hurry up. We saw about that show real quick, and it was like, oh, they're playing. Well, let's go. Yeah. And I said, well, I'm just going to listen to the Great White, and you start at the beginning, and it was just like, man, do I want to get off this album?
Yeah,
it's that good.
Really.
I mean, we all know the hits, but I want to stay here.
Yeah, and actually, we should mention this. That the day that we went to go see that concert is the day that we truly decided to do this project.
Yeah, that's funny.
And we were talking about, because we used to play in a band, but now we're old and got all this stuff going on. We didn't really want to commit that much time to a band, so one of us said, I think it was me, I was like, man, I really would just have fun doing a podcast. And then on the way home, he said, man, it's kind of a good idea. We'll just sit around rocking and talking. And we looked at each other, and we were like, that's the name of the...
That's exactly what happened.
So that's all because of the Great White Slaughter Show.
Yeah.
So it's
a good thing we went.
Yeah, tip of the... And now, Brett Carlisle, I actually sent him a friend request on Facebook. He accepted it. So.
Oh, well, that's great.
And do you remember the name of his other band? Because you sent me a song,
gosh,
and you put it in
awesome.
the Melodic Mafia.
Really bothers me that I don't, but it was great.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of.
Look him up.
Yeah.
And just and follow him on social media.
Oh yeah, Brett Carlisle.
He's really cool.
He's awesome.
Super nice guy.
He's gonna be. I really hope. He's hinted that they're gonna do a record with him.
I've heard he's doing some shows with George Lynch. And him and the singer from XYZ, help me out.
Terry Eloise or something like that.
They're doing.
He was in Great White too.
Is that right?
Yeah. He did 2 records with them. He did.
Wow.
He did.
Oh, that's right. Did he do the ones on Frontiers?
Yeah, he did Full Circle.
That's right.
And the one that came out right before that. Oh, Elation.
Ah, yes. So they're doing shows playing Dokken. Together.
Terry, Brett Carlisle, George Lynch doing Dokken.
I believe so. Yeah.
That's a weird. So 2 Great White singers and a Lynch Mob guitarist doing Dokken. All right.
But I would go see that if I could. I hope.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm gonna have to scan into that and see if it's coming near the home base here.
Well, if it is, we're going.
It would be an awesome show.
And he lives in Alabama, so it could be coming around here.
His voice is very power metal.
Yeah,
he's got a great voice.
Yeah. But his other band is more of a power metal type of band.
And
But anyway, what's your next one? We spent a lot of time on Great White.
Yeah, no.
Brett Carlisle.
Yeah,
look
check
him up.
out. Yes, for sure. My next one is kind of a 2-album and done band, and they only had 1 good album.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I want to talk about it, because it gets forgotten.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, but it's got so many awesome songs on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lethal. Yep. And it's the album Programmed. So the reason I want to talk about it is it's like a mixture of Queensryche, Fates Warning, and Crimson Glory.
Heck yeah.
I mean, you got the soaring vocals and this progressive power heavy metal. It's very different for the time. You know what I mean? And this album came out kind of late. Look at that, 1990 on Metal Blade.
I would not have expected that. That looks like an 83
Yeah, I would say it looks early 80s.
Yeah.
And it even kind of sounds like it, just based on
even
the production.
Better.
and so when I first heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, it kind of gave me chills.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't even remember how I first heard it, but it was a long, long time ago. And I bought this album, and I forgot about it.
Now, who plays on this album? Anybody that I would know?
Nobody of note.
Because again, I've never listened to. I think I listened to this last night as you were sending it to me. But other than that,
nobody of note really is on this album that has gone on to do any other thing.
God, I wish bands still look like this. They just look cool.
But
they really do look cool.
And this is Metal Blade Records' right in the early 90s, late 80s. Oh my gosh. So it is awesome stuff. And it is killer. It's like a Queensryche album that didn't come Rage for Order in Warning era Queensryche, and it is awesome. So I would say check it out. Fire Under Your Skin, check it out. It's very proggy. It's metal.
Hell yeah, man.
It's really cool.
Another great album cover, man.
I know. I'm
loving your picks, man.
I love those kind of artwork.
I am loving your picks.
These weirder things, and that'll segue into the next one I'll talk about. But what you got?
So for my next one, I am going to talk a little bit about Pretty Boy Floyd.
Dude,
this album, it was supposed to be their second album, which was originally called Tonight Belongs to the Young. It didn't come out. It was right at the end of it, and they got dropped pretty much after Leather Boys with Electric Toys. Well, I won't say they got dropped. I don't actually know the history, but the music scene changed, and Pretty Boy Floyd didn't survive it.
Pretty Boy Floyd came out kind of late.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no denying that first album, Leather Boys with Electric Toys.
Absolutely, it was right on cue.
Yeah, and then this album would have been their second album with a couple things that he added at the end to fill it out for time. But yeah, Tonight Belongs to the Young, Hands Off My Radio, Restless sounds like a Danger Danger song. It almost sounds like the same riff to Don't Blame It on Love. So it's very melodic. This is just, I love the album covers. Just I'm a big glam hair metal guy, and yeah.
So I have never heard this, and you told me that this was going to be their second album. And when I listened to it for the first time, I said, "This is even better than their first."
I think so too. Especially the even in demo form, Tonight Belongs to the Young is so. It's what I want to hear from the hair metal stuff. I mean, it's got a great build, even if it's horrible quality, but it's just so great. It's so catchy, and I just want to say that I've talked to Steve Summers a lot. I've bought stuff from him, including this. He always adds extras in his packages. He'll if you buy an album from him, he'll also send you a flyer and a signature. If you buy a hat from him, he'll send you a CD and an autograph. Like I
Awesome.
don't know. There's, without naming names, people just love to tear people down, and Pretty Boy Floyd, as far as I'm concerned, has been. There's like glam metal never died. It just went underground.
Right.
They're one of the leaders of it, even though people don't know that. Maybe some of the issue was Steve Summers was using the original Pretty Boy Floyd images for stuff that really didn't have anything to do with the rest of the band. So there's a legal thing going on, but some people are just being really nasty about it. And I just want to say Steve Summers, from what I can tell, is a stand-up dude who loves what he's doing. He's committed to it. They're still touring. They were at 37 Main with Enough's Enough not too long ago.
Dang.
And unfortunately, I just didn't get a chance to go. I really wanted to, but yeah, they're still doing it. I would really recommend listening to Stray Bullet, or if you can find it, because it does exist out there, the original Tonight Belongs to a Young. It's the same thing musically. It's just on this CD now, but yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd.
Awesome.
I just wanted to talk up Steve Summers. I think you're doing a badass job. They got new music coming out that he's been teasing on his Facebook page. Yeah, it's Pretty Boy Floyd. What would have been their second album, called Tonight Belongs to the Young, on this collection called Stray Bullet. So check that out.
Yeah, and that was the first time I had heard it, because I wasn't really listening to Pretty Boy Floyd, and I was kind of like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
And then when you showed me a couple tracks on that, I was like, I need to listen to this album.
Well,
and I listened to it, and I said, this is hands down better to me.
Hands off my radio. Yeah,
It's more fun. It is a awesome album.
It is, man. I love it. It's funny. Pretty Boy Floyd did a whole album of Kiss covers called Kiss of Death.
Cool.
And also, I think it's funny that this is a classic story, but the reason Ugly Kid Joe is called Ugly Kid Joe is because they hated glam so much. They were making fun of it, so they named. Also, one other thing, there is another band, Canadian band, called Pretty Boy Floyd.
Really?
That I can't remember the name of their single, but it freaking rocks. For a long time, I thought it was the same band, but
really,
yeah.
Oh wow.
Anyway, yeah, that's my next pick.
Yeah.
What would have been Pretty Boy Floyd's second album, Tonight Belongs to the Young, Stray Bullet, killer album.
So my next album I want to talk about is the first, not Transcendence, but the first Crimson Glory album, the self-titled album. And my copy is all in Japanese, but I did get it signed at Prog Power 10 by everybody except Midnight, of course, because it was a tribute to him, the vocalist. And this album, it's got a little bit of a different track lineup than...
Oh, yeah. See, I wanted to get a good look at this right here.
Oh, the members of the band?
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a different track lineup than...
Now, did they look like this live, or was this just an album thing?
That was just the album thing. When I saw them live, you know, it was Prog Power 10, so that was like 2010 or something like that. It was...
But they weren't a makeup band.
They were doing a tribute to the vocalist who had passed away. And,
oh, dude, this is cool.
But let me tell you, from the beginning, the track listing on this, it goes Valhalla, Dragon Lady, Heart of Steel is a song that you got to check out. It is awesome.
Azrael.
And Azrael is those 4 songs in a row. It's freaking crazy. And then Mayday's a quick, like, thrash, heavy. Midnight's vocals. This album, I'm telling you, from beginning to end, will, I want to say, change your life. It's that good. And I'm not kidding. It is unbelievable if you love, you know, old heavy metal like that. I know you already know who Crimson Glory is with their hit Lonely off Transcendence, and everyone's heard that. Yeah. It is not like that. It is.
I gotta admit,
awesome.
I've listened to them over the years with you here and there, but I've never given them. Man, you're putting us onto some good stuff here, dude.
I'm telling you, this album is classic.
Heck
and it doesn't get the love because, you know, the second album was so good for them.
Right.
And everyone always thinks of that one, and I'm sure they play a lot of that album when they play it live. But I'm going to see them again next year.
Oh, Prog Power?
Yeah, they're playing Prog Power. I almost forgot.
Heck yeah,
I'm going to see them again next year. And they got a new vocalist. And, oh, darn. I totally forgot about that. That is awesome. Travis Wills, I believe is his name.
Gotcha.
Is the new vocalist. And he sounds almost like a carbon copy of Midnight. So
is that right?
Check them out. So you got to check them out. Listen to that first album through and through. I'm not sure what the track list order is on Spotify or not. I know it's different in this Japanese version I have. It doesn't matter. Just put it on, close your eyes, and it'll take you to a special land.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, the next one I want to talk about, I'm kind of staying in a little bit of a bubble here. Again, I really love the hair metal thing.
Absolutely.
And TNT is one of my favorite bands.
Man.
Everybody talks about Intuition, and of course Knights of New Thunder is just killer. And I could have put any of their albums because they're an underrated band.
Absolutely.
But this album is particularly forgotten.
And what year was that album?
I think this was like 93.
It was later.
92 or 93.
It was like their 5th or 6th album, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is 92.
92. Wow, so it was well after it. Yeah, it was right at that sweet spot.
Yeah, dude. And Tony Harnell's voice on this album. Look at that. They just look cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie's such a great guitar player. Like he's
unique.
Yeah. And there's a song on here specifically called Rain. It is my all-time favorite TNT song. His voice is just, I mean, it's like if Paul Lane and is it Paul Laney or Paul Lane?
Paul Lane, I believe.
Yeah, and it's like that, but almost a little higher on that song. But every song on this album is really great. I love Downhill Racer, Lionheart, Purple Mountain's Majesty, Rock and Roll Away. Indian Summer is really good too. I don't know. This is just I love it. It's not as progressive as something like Knights of New Thunder.
Right.
It's not quite as polished as Intuition. It's somewhere in the middle of both of those albums. And I think for that reason, it's my favorite TNT album.
Yeah.
But when I put in TNT, man, the combination of Tony Harnell and Ronnie Teketro, is that his name? The guitarist.
Oh yeah.
He's just such a phenomenal guitar player, man. Cool album cover again. Yeah. Very, very cheesy. Very cheesy. And I love the way they look on back there. But yeah, check this album out if you haven't heard it. It's very hard. It's not streaming. It's not.
Is it?
It might be on Spotify, but it's not on Apple Music. I had to listen to it on YouTube before I finally hunted down my own copy. But I think didn't Tony Harnell sing for Skid Row for a second there?
He did.
Yeah, what an odd combination that was. But
if he could, even listening to Tony sing on like Tale No Tales when he was singing Everyone's a Star and stuff like that, it doesn't really sound like he fits too well with Skid.
No, no. Something like 10,000 Lovers is just not.
Well, his voice is so clean.
And He's almost a power metal singer.
He absolutely is. And his voice is awesome.
Yeah, and not so
crystal clear.
His voice is great on this one, but he almost adds in a, like what you were saying with Dio. He almost adds in a grit and roughness to his voice. His voice is not that.
I'm not too familiar with that album.
I like his voice on this album better. I don't. I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm going to contradict myself. I'm not going to say that this album is better than Knights of New Thunder, but it definitely is more underrated.
Absolutely.
It's definitely more obscure, and we're spotlighting albums that could be forgotten. So, 1992, Realized Fantasies by TNT is an album. If you like hair metal and you like that melodic, metallic guitar with soaring vocals, you gotta listen to this album, specifically the song Rain. Tony Harnell, you can't beat him, though.
Man.
I grew up listening to him and Ted Pulley and Sonic the freaking Hedgehog.
yeah. Absolutely. And Johnny Gioeli?
Yes.
For sure.
Man, talk hardline. I could have put any of their albums in this list.
I'm gonna talk about him later, but I don't actually have one of his albums, but I have something related to him, but I want to talk about because he's awesome.
Yeah.
But,
Sweet. Well, what you got next, man?
What was I thinking? I was thinking, one of my wife's favorite albums, and I was talking to her about what we were going to do, and I had 2 albums by this band. I should have brought the other one in here too, that I was going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about Leatherwolf.
Oh, heck yeah.
I mean, it was a sweet name.
Classic band,
talk about that.
yeah.
So I'm talking about Leatherwolf, and this is their first album, and this album, Street Ready, is what I have. And my wife said do this album because it's her favorite Leatherwolf album.
Oh, nice.
Which is, and
look how cool they look on the back there.
Oh, yeah. And I'll definitely talk about them.
Nah, man, classic right there. That's awesome. I love that.
But this is like, 89,
yeah,
I believe?
something like that, yeah. Now, this is the first album that you've picked that I'm familiar with.
Oh,
so.
okay. This is like... it didn't quite. They had one hit off of it, I believe, "Hideaway."
Yeah.
Of all things, right?
Hey,
you know what? That song rules. But my wife's favorite song is "Thunder."
Really? That's a good one.
The chorus
is
so catchy and whatnot. But she really digs this album, and it's cool when you get in the car, her car, and she's actually listening to this kind of stuff. When usually she's listening to Adam Lambert or something like that.
Lambert.
So, whatever his name is. I don't know, but it's something like that. But you know what I'm talking about. But then she's listening to stuff like, of all bands, Leatherwolf. So
now, this isn't the album I have by them.
You have their first album.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, with the black and red cover. Yeah.
That was the other one I should have brought that one in here with me, but I didn't to show off.
I think that this is just, to me, this is how a rock band should look. I think they look great.
Right.
How photogenic are they? Look at the singer. I mean, that's just that's just a cool back cover.
But if you listen to, and you can listen to any song off this album, but check out Street Ready.
Street Ready's good. Yeah.
And
Thunder is really
Thunder,
good.
And that's the track, that I want to say for sure. And then, of course, you can listen to Hideaway to hear what got them big. Bigger. They didn't get big, but they got big enough. But I saw them live once, but Wade Black was singing with them, and he's awesome, too.
Yeah.
He also sang with Crimson Glory at one point. But so I want to throw out Leatherwolf. I think I want everyone to remember and go back and check them out. They're still around.
Street Ready and Thunder.
Yeah. They're still playing music. So
nice.
They're still going around.
All right. Well, I got one. This is kind of a legendary underground album. I'm going to go with... It's always funny because this guy is a polarizing guy. If I can get it off the table here. Vinnie Vincent Invasion, All Systems Go. Got it on tape and CD. For a long time, this was one of my favorite glam albums. We got Dana Strum, who was on the first Vinnie Vincent Invasion album, but they replaced Robert Fleischman, I think is his name, with Mark Slaughter. I might have gotten Robert's last name wrong, but yeah. However, the songs are awesome.
Fantastic.
Ashes to Ashes, Dirty Rhythm, Love Kills was on Friday. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Mm-hmm. Or was it 3? Was it 4 or 3?
No, 3 was Dream Warriors.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So it was 4.
4 was Love Kills. Then Naughty Naughty.
No.
But that time of year, you just said it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs of the whole. I mean, that song is so great. Yeah. I even love Heavy Pettin'. I mean, obviously, let's get a good look at this, okay?
Yeah,
like this
zoom
is.
in on Vinny.
I know, right? I really don't want to use any sort of platform to talk negative about anybody. Vinny did more than I've ever done in music, and no one can take that away from him.
Right.
But actually, when we went to go see Slaughter and Great White, this is the records that we had in our albums that we had in our pocket in case we met Dana and Mark. But I would later watch interviews with them that people do that and they always roll their eyes because I guess Vinny was just really terrible to them.
Is that right?
And I'm not going to get into it, but it's documented. Yeah, he was. I would hear like Vinny never wanted Mark as the singer for Vinnie Vincent Invasion. He hated, for whatever reason, he hated Mark's voice. And he would come up to him after a show. Mark's feeling good. He's just sang in front of 20,000 people. And Vinny would say, "You sounded like shit tonight. If you sound like that again tomorrow, you're out of a job." And he would just torture him, And so when they see this album, they've got such bad... But this is... Vinnie Vincent was kind of a flake. And he wouldn't do stuff the record company wanted him to do. He wouldn't go and promote the albums. He wouldn't do interviews, but Mark Slaughter would, and he would be happy. Right. So the label was like, "Bro, let's just drop Vinny, and let's keep Dana and Mark, and let's form Slaughter, who then Kiss would take out on tour."
Right.
So like it all comes back to Kiss for me, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this album is a standalone album. A lot of people say the first album, Boys Are Gonna Rock, is better than this. I don't hear it. This album, I love it. I really, really love it. Got great guitar solos, even though we said in our Kiss video he's not the best player, but this is a great album.
Yeah.
But it's not so much because of the solos, because of the freaking songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because of Mark Slaughter's voice. I love Mark Slaughter's voice. But yeah, Heavy Pettin', That Time of Year. But I think the best tracks are at the opening, Ashes to Ashes, Dirty Rhythm, and Love Kills, along with That Time of Year and Heavy Pettin'. Make this album like almost a 10 out of 10 album to me. I gotta give it its props. Vinnie Vincent Invasion. I'm not a fan of the first Vinnie. I'm not a big fan of the first Vinnie Vincent Invasion album.
Right.
I never really like. Is it Robert? Is that? I don't even remember the name of the first singer. I want to say Robert Fleischman, but I might be wrong about that.
Right.
Maybe it's Bob something. I don't know. Anyway, I've never been a fan of that album, but I love this one. So my next one, All Systems Go by Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Definitely check it out, especially if you love Slaughter.
Right.
This basically is a Slaughter album.
And we'll say we saw Slaughter recently, as we mentioned earlier, and he's still sounding pretty solid for his age. He's sounding good.
He sounded a lot better than he had in more recent years.
Yeah.
I mean, and Slaughter, they... I love them. They don't really have an underrated album. Everyone knows Fear No Evil is killer. So I couldn't really put them on this list, but they're way heavier live than they are on their album.
Yeah, for sure.
Like especially like Mad About You and that sort of stuff. Anyway, like I said, I didn't put them on this list, but I could have. But,
maybe next time.
Yeah. All right, man. What you got next?
So my next is a band that has changed their sound a bit recently, but this album right here is Axel Rudy Pell's Nasty Reputation with Rob Rock on vocals. And that's the main reason I want to talk about it, is because Rob Rock is one of my favorite singers of all time. And
you got a VHS of him.
I've got him all over the place. A DVD of him live. But the voice of melodic metal, that is Rob Rock. He is so good to me. He's such a nice guy. And
have you met him?
Yeah, a couple times.
That's awesome.
And he was super cool. But this album is awesome. And I'm going to tell you, it's Axel Rudy Pell, and it's kind of a strange thing because his first albums, they're all like just driving, just rocking. And then he just kind of stopped doing that. He just started doing this like slower, melodic, like, more moody kind of stuff, which is great.
Like AOR type
stuff?
Yeah,
more AORs. It wasn't just a straightforward, just drive and rock like this album.
Yeah.
He just kind of mellowed out, but he got Johnny Gioeli to sing, who's singing with him. He's been singing with him forever.
Is that who sings on this album?
No, this is Rob.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah, this is Rob, and then it was like Charlie Hahn on the first album, Rob on the second, and then he got Jeff Scott Soto for a short stint, and then Johnny Gioeli, and he's been with him since like 99 or 98.
Oh, wow.
He's been with him for a long time now, so he's not like the new singer or anything, but the thing is his music style changed, and it's like, I really love this old classic, like the first 4 Axl Rudy Pell albums. It's just rocks, dude.
Yeah.
Check out the song "Wanted Man" on this album. It is awesome, and it's his best guitar solo.
Not to be confused with the Rat song.
Yeah, right. It's Axl's best guitar solo because he keeps it short and simple, and you know that's kind of the weak point of any of his albums to me is his solos. But he does a great job on that song, and you know you can't beat Rob's voice, and I just think it's worth checking out. Any Axl Rudy Pell is a lot of fun.
There you go.
But staying on those first, the ones with Soto back, you know, with Charlie Hahn or with Rob there, it just rocks. And you know, not to say the Johnny Gioeli albums are a lot of fun. I got them all. I've got every album by Axl.
Yeah.
And I just love them, but then it started to get to a point where I was like, man, these kind of all are starting to sound the same. So,
yeah.
You know, but when you go back and listen to these old ones, it doesn't even sound like the same band. But
you know, I have a few of his albums, but only because of when we were at Corey's and we found all those. Or he gave us all of those CDs and boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 4 or 5 of Axl Rudy Pells, and the only reason was because you didn't take them because you already had them.
Right.
So that's the only reason I know them. But you're right; those are great killer albums.
Killer.
Man.
It's heavy. And you can close your eyes and listen to them, and they're just relaxing. They're heavy. They're cool songwriting
And Johnny Gioeli is.
Oh, he's the best.
Oh, so let me ask you a question. I know Rob Rock is a Christian singer.
Correct.
Is that album? Does he keep that lyrical content?
There's not really anything really nasty in Axl Rudy Pell that it would
now,
be like
in Rob Rock solo stuff, could it be considered Christian rock like Stryper, or is it just he's a Christian who does rock?
Well, he's been in a lot of Christian metal bands. He was in a band called Joshua, which was a Christian metal.
Yeah,
and they're like AOR, but when I listen to them, I don't think that way, but I'm sure that there is.
No, I think that's cool. I think that's awesome. I'm a Christian. I think that's
absolutely,
cool.
But I don't ever think of that when I listen to his solo albums or anything like that. But I'm sure there are messages there that are religious, but I don't pick up on it. It just rocks to me. And he was on the first 2 Avantasia albums, which have religious undertones as well.
Hey, Eric Martin was on one of those albums.
Eric Singer played the drums on the second one.
Golly, man.
Can you believe that? Yeah, Eric Martin.
Eric Singer's just everywhere. Oh, speaking of, it was confirmed that Kiss might have new music coming out.
I heard.
So what do you think about that?
Oh my gosh, I heard. I'm so glad that they're playing and they're sounding good.
Yeah, me too.
Like, you know, I probably couldn't afford to go to one of their shows if they ever did an intimate show that looked very scaled down and intimate and kind of a stripped down Kiss.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
And it was just like a lot more.
I told you last night, I said they repeated history in '98 or whatever by putting the makeup on. What if they repeat it again by taking it back off? Hey, Kiss is never played by any rules.
That's true.
All right, my next one, I got to talk about this album. I never hear anybody talk about it, and it is freaking killer. It's probably the heaviest, one of the heaviest albums on my list. It's Brittany Fox, Bite Down Hard. Dizzy Dean Davison had left for a band called, I think, Black Eyed Susan. So this is a bit different than their first album, and it's Boys in Heat, which is just such a stupid. They got a singer named Tommy Paris.
Bro, this guy's voice.
I mean, it's incredible.
He's better than Dizzy to me.
Yeah, vocally. Well, he's not trying to be Tom Kiefer, who Dizzy, I believe, really was trying to be. But this album, I mean, it starts off with 6 Guns Loaded. But the standout track here, Louder. How freaking awesome is that song?
This album shocked me. It gave me a whole new perspective on Brittany Fox. It's very good.
When we first met, I remember showing you this song, Louder, and you were like, I remember when we first met and we came over to your place and we were jamming, playing music and whatnot. It was Lillian Axe, Brittany Fox, something else you showed me, but I can't Dirty
recall.
Penny was one.
Yeah, something like that for sure. Yeah.
Dirty Penny was a good band.
Yeah.
It sucks that they don't exist anymore.
Maybe Veins of Jenny.
Veins of Jenny. Yeah. That's that early, along with Crack. Like I first became aware of a new thing happening with this genre with Veins of Jenna, and that's only because of Bam Margera from Jackass. He had a record label, and he put Veins of Jenna. That's the only reason Veins of Jenna's Lit Up, Let Down got released in CD stores in America.
Wow.
And I opened, it was like a Hit Parader or something, some metal magazine, and this is probably around 2005, 6, and it had Veins of Jenna, and they looked like Guns N' Roses meets Pretty Boy Floyd. And I was like, what is this? And then I went and actually found it in stores. I'm getting off track. I don't remember why we were talking about that, but Veins of Jenna rock, Dirty Penny rocks. Brittany Fox fucking rocks. And this album specifically, you'll just put it on. I love the album cover, but you won't skip an entire track on this album.
Now here's and Doro's drummer is
great
on this album.
Yeah. I mean, this is just a great album. But Louder specifically, I think is great. Johnny D is
Doro.
Yeah, from Doro. It's still got Billy Childs, who is pretty much the most consistent member in Brittany Fox.
Right.
And I love all of Brittany Fox's stuff. I know Tommy Paris actually just put out a release, but it's not in this vein. He doesn't sound the same. He's still got a good voice, but he's not doing this anymore.
Well, he plays guitar as well, and he's in a band with Tim Owens. It's a power metal
is
band.
it?
Yeah, it's called the Leviathan Project.
Tommy Parrott's?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
The vocalist for this album is a guitar player in a Tim Owens power metal band called the Leviathan Project.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know, of course, we saw Tim Owens, which was a good show on the Metal Madness or whatever.
And that show is what led us to making a band.
Yep, it was you, me, and Corey all met at that show after years of not playing, and we decided we were going to become a band, and we did some fun stuff in that band.
Yeah, we did a lot. We achieved most of our goals in life on that, so that was fun.
Yeah. Brittany Fox, Bite Down Hard, I think it's 92, 91. Yeah, definitely an underrated gem. This is a classic album. I freaking love it. 91.
Wow.
Killer album, Bite Down Hard, Brittany Fox. What you got?
My next album is a little different. It goes a little further back. It's Obsession Scarred for Life. Right?
That is
I just want to zoom in a bit because it's the greatest album cover of all time.
It is so cool.
I can't reach too far, but I mean, it is just beautiful. It's like this futuristic. It's just it's just the coolest artwork.
It's incredible. Now, doesn't this band have a Loudness connection that you were telling me about?
Yeah, the vocalist, of course, Michael Vescera. He joined Loudness, and he put out at least 2 albums with them.
Can I tell you something? Rock and Roll Crazy Night's one of my favorite riffs of all time.
You're right about that.
Riff. I play it.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it.
So Vescera, they were in my wife's favorite horror movies are Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. She doesn't really care for the first one.
Here, actually.
Yeah. And Obsession's in both of those movies.
No way.
Their music is rather. Not
Man,
the band.
I gotta take another look at this cover.
And this album is actually on the wall in one of the bunks. You can see it. It's next to a Poison. I believe it's next to Looked What the Cat Dragged In. They're hooked up on the wall, and this is next to it.
I love Poison. I love Poison.
But I was like, man. So I
to all the obsessed headbangers throughout the world, the metal clergy's made the role for you to play, to fight with endless honor. Bang them till they bleed. I love how all your albums have these little catchphrases like they are movies.
But it's so so I first heard Vescera on when he sang with Malmsteen.
Yeah.
And I loved his voice, and I started digging into his catalog, and that's when I found all of the other stuff that he's in. He does a project called MVP, which is Michael Vescera project, and he always gets these people in there, and he got Rob Marcello, who's my favorite guitar player, to play on one. And
Rob Marcello is incredible. Whether it's Marcello Vestry, Danger, The Defiance, it's like he gives me a break.
Best. Oh,
he's the best.
He is my favorite guitar player.
I am not a big Floyd Rose whammy bar guitarist type guy. I really like just the classic Les Paul sound, but holy crap, that's an exception, man. His playing is took the words right out of my. It's like you're just sailing across the ocean, man. It's like he doesn't miss a note, and he has the ability to wow you with his notes, but then he has the ability to play. I was listening to Zokoshu on the way over here, along with the other guy I was talking about. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The guy you like, real. James Scott.
Oh, Jeff Scott Soto.
Yeah, thank you. I'm all over the place.
But back on this.
Yeah.
But do check this album out. It is. So you'll be scarred for life. I'm telling you.
There you go.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna sound like a poser. I've never listened to this. I will be listening to it tonight.
That just most beautiful album cover. Someone please make some more shirts of this. Michael Vescara, put some shirts out on your site.
I can kind of see a similarity between this and Crimson Glory, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially their Transcendence albums. It's got that lady in space and whatnot. So this is, and it's just a great album, classic heavy metal.
All right, well, my next one, I know me and you bond a lot over this album. The only reason, to what I understand, you didn't put it on your list is because you knew I was going to put it on my list.
Absolutely, I already know. This is
you're talking about some real obscure stuff here. My stuff, everyone's heard of these bands, but it doesn't change the fact that this album, Dog Eat Dog by Warrant, is one of the best. I think it's one of the best albums ever, especially in this genre. It's definitely Janie Lane's masterpiece. There's a song on it that I just want to highlight for a second called "Andy Warhol Was Right."
Yeah,
and he wrote it while watching old videos of himself doing the cherry pie stuff. And Andy Warhol was the guy that said in the future everyone will have 15 minutes of fame. So he's watching himself, and the lyrics say, "Alone in the darkness watching you on my TV, why did God make you so famous when he only spit on me? I want to bathe in your light, I want to be on the news. If I take my life, it's nothing personal, just a boy and his toy gun crying for attention." So on one hand, you got a rich white rock star complaining, which I genuinely don't like. But on the other hand, you have a really good case of a tortured artist exposed on this album. And you can tell he's kind of coming to, even All My Bridges Are Burning. I really believe he was the friend he was describing. And, what Jimmy goes through money like a millionaire. Bill's piling all around like he doesn't care. If you keep him high, he'll be your friend too, or something like that. I've always thought that Janie's writing about himself, being aware of his addictions, but that's not even the best song on the album to me. Is Quicksand. Quicksand is one of the, I would give anything to have written that song. I love it. Everything that I love about this genre is in that song. It's got the drama. It's got the musicianship, it's got the build, it's got the voice, it's got the emotion.
Right.
One funny story about this album, I saw them live. They played Wild Bill's in Duluth. I don't think that place exists anymore, but they played there a lot. And I got to the point where I had seen them 4 or 5 times. So I actually saw them like the week or so after Janie died. And it saddens me to say that they didn't really mention anything about him. And afterwards, they were doing a meet and greet, and I wanted to get Dog Eat Dog signed by Eric Turner, Stephen Sweet, and all the other guys. And I was able to get a lot of them to sign it as it's kind of going down the row as they're all signing it. And I'm not meaning anything about Robert Mason. He was having a sidebar conversation. This is just a couple days after Janie died. And one guy would sign it, pass it to the next, he'd sign it, pass it to the next, and I got to Robert Mason, and Robert Mason was about to sign it. He really wasn't paying attention.
Right.
And I stopped him. And I said, but now I will say I had a copy of Rockaholic that I bought that I had him sign.
Right.
But I was like, this is Janie's, to me, masterpiece. And I didn't want Robert Mason's signature on it days after Janie died.
Right.
And actually, the very last thing that Janie did, crap! I shouldn't have even started talking about it because now I can't think of the name of it. But I've got the album. It also had Bobby Blotzer on drums and Robbie Crane on bass. It's like a super group type thing that's really great.
Saints, wasn't it?
Yeah, Saints something.
Yeah.
Was it Saints of the Underground?
I can't recall either. I remember the word Saints.
I think it might have been the Underground, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Getting off track here, like I'm doing this whole video, I'm finding myself getting off track. Rocking and talking. But Dog Eat Dog.
Oh my gosh. It is a 10 out of 10.
It really is.
I remember we met someone at a concert and they told
recently. It was at the Great White Show.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "Oh, that album's horrible." And I was almost kicked him in the neck.
Well, that's, to me, he's never heard it.
Right.
Look, Ultraphobic and I think people have this idea that the hair metal stuff in the 90s was bad.
Right.
And it sounded like he was just regurgitating a false opinion. I don't believe that if you like Cherry Pie, you're going to love this. And Cherry Pie, if it didn't have Cherry Pie on it, would be a 10 out of 10 album.
Absolutely.
That song drags that album down quite a bit for me. Especially now.
Right.
When all the Cherry Pie, I would never hear that song again in my life and be happy.
Well, I'm sure.
And he would go on record saying,
He hated it.
He hated it. And in that interview that you're thinking of, where he said, you know, I turned the album in. It was called Uncle Tom's Cabin. The record label said, I don't have a Love in an Elevator here. I don't have a single.
Yeah.
So he wrote Cherry Pie, and then all of a sudden the record label changed the song, the title to Cherry Pie.
Yeah.
Everything was Cherry Pie. I mean, I'm hosting Cherry Pie eating contest. He said he could shoot himself in the fucking face for having written that song. Those were his words. And you know, a lot of people do believe that even though it was an alcohol-related death, that he really did drink himself to death in that room. And it's a shame. Oh, Chris Laney, producer of Crash Diet, and also
absolutely.
a solo artist in his own right.
Yeah, these were pretty
He
great.
just created a project where he took unreleased Janie Lane songs like Private Blue World. He remastered them and even filled in some instruments.
Really?
And put it out as an album.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll have to I'll link it in the comments. But
cool.
yeah. Anyway, that's the Warrant. Warrant, Dog Eat Dog. Standout track. There's really not.
Best Warrant album, hands down.
Maybe one of the best albums of the whole decade to me.
Definitely.
To me, the standout song is Quicksand. What's your standout song?
I like Bridges Are Burning.
Yeah, that's a great song.
And I like
too.
April 2041.
That's a great song too.
I love the whole Hole in My Wall. I love
Hole in My Wall. Is great. Machine Gun, Bonfire, Bitter Pill, even Let It Rain, which I'm not big on ballads or, like you said, love songs and Ooh Baby, but that song, there's a lyric that says, we used to lay together like spoons, it was the only way I could sleep, and this pillow is a poor substitute for your body next to me. That dude could write a lyric when he tried, man. That dude, oh man. Okay, anyway, I'm rambling on. What's your next pick? Let me check something here.
So I'm gonna take a different step, and I'm gonna do Racer X. Let me take it out of this box.
Paul Gilbert, aficionado.
Oh my gosh. Racer X Second Heat instead of Street Lethal.
Yeah, Street Lethal's classic.
And Second Heat, I feel, is just as good to me. It's like, and you know, Bruce is playing with him on this.
Bruce Kulick?
No. That would be crazy, but I don't. No, Bruce Booyah. I don't
know him.
Let me tell you, there might be not a better guitar duo as far as talent.
Bruce Booyah.
Booyah. I believe that's how you say his name.
Okay.
Well, take a look at his last name there. It's very interesting, but I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Oh, Bouillet.
Bouillet.
Like a French.
Bouillet.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Booyah, yeah. So I believe that's how you say it, but I've never actually heard anybody say it. But I think Bruce and Paul together is probably the best guitar duo of all time as far as talent is concerned. Now, right on par with Jason and Marty.
Yeah, that's what from Cacophony. I thought, okay, gotcha.
And you know, same thing, Shrapnel Records.
Yeah.
So, but you know, Jeff Martin's vocals, and you know, Metallic Blue just released his Surgical Steel stuff. It was right before Racer X.
Is that right?
A band called Surgical Steel.
Nice.
And it sounds like Racer X. It's that sound, and they just re-released that stuff.
Now, is there singing on this one? I know there's not a lot of singing on Street Lethal.
No, Jeff. There's a lot of singing. It's pretty much all singing on Street Lethal.
Is it? For why
I think there's only one track that isn't, and this has only got the one instrumental, Scarified.
Dude, that song.
Right.
I love Scarified.
But I'm telling you, the song Sunlit Nights is just, it takes you away when you listen to it in the headphones and stuff. Just the sound is just beautiful. I love those Shrapnel Record album sounds, analog recording. But they do a song, and I know everybody knows this, but it's called Heart of a Lion, and Rob Halford gave them that song. It was a Priest song, and he gave it to Racer X. And that song is so freaking catchy. It just sounds like Priest. And of course, there has been a release of it on a box set of Priest's version of it too. This album is awesome. Like I said, you know what? Scott Travis from Judas Priest plays the drums on it.
Heck yeah.
So
there you go.
He came in on Painkiller.
5 degrees of separation.
There you go.
So if you had to choose between Mr. Big and Racer X, who are you choosing? There's no similarities other than Paul Gilbert.
I love the metal, the sheer heavy metal, and the soaring Jeff Martin vocals here. But something about Mr. Big, it is so relaxing and catchy to me, and it's sappy, and not like this is awesome. Yeah. And of course, some of these lyrics are stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. they're not talking about the same old stuff. But it's such a close one. I love Mr. Big so much, and I love Racer X.
Yeah, me too.
That I couldn't even compare the two to make a judgment. If I had to choose who I'd rather listen to right now, I'm going to say Racer X because they're fresh on my brain.
Right.
But,
yeah.
You know what? Maybe on the next time I'll talk about a Mr. Big album that's not so. Like,
I would love to go through a Mr. Big album.
Mr. Big is
they're
awesome.
one of my favorite bands of all time, and I regret us not going to that show in January.
Well,
we should have gone to that.
I'll tell you what. We both have seen Eric Martin.
Yeah, I saw Eric. I got to sing with Eric Martin.
Man. Let me tell you,
he actually complimented me on my voice, and you know what was funny? I saw him at an acoustic tour, and I was like one of 15 people there, and I'm singing every song, and we're at a venue, 37 Main, that kind of echoes, so I'm singing, and anyway, he gets done with the show, he's doing the meet and greet, and I go up to him. I had a few drinks, and I started singing the chorus to, at the time, their most recent album had a song on it called 1992.
Mm-hmm.
You know, started with a girl that I once knew, put her in a song with some greens and blues, and then from that point on, Eric sang with me, and we finished the rest of that chorus together.
Wow!
Sitting at the merch booth, and he said, "Man, thank you for buying that album," and he actually said, "Can we take a second and talk about your voice?" And I was just like, man, Michael, I hate you for not being here right now. Because this is one of those things that, like, if you had been there and seen that, like, it was a moment. And then he hit on my wife at the time. Literally did. I was like, he's drunk, it's fine. Whatever. He's Eric Martin.
I saw Eric with our buddy Aaron.
Yeah.
And we were doing the same thing. We were the only, everyone else was sitting down at tables, and we were standing there front of the stage singing along to every song. Yeah. And he was super nice when we met him and everything.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Cool.
He's cool.
Eric Martin rules, man, for sure.
All right, so my next album, we're going to talk about a little band that's I don't hear a lot of people talk about at all. Tiger Tails.
Wow. I'm not too familiar with them, so you have to school me on this one.
I mean, they're almost more of a dirty glam than Pretty Boy Floyd. I mean, like, look at these guys.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they are as glam as it gets. I don't know if you can. I mean,
they don't sound very glam from what I've heard.
They almost
pretty heavy.
They almost make Poison look like men. I mean, to be honest with you.
Good Lord, I can't read this.
Yeah, it's very small writing.
What year is this, man?
Oh God, 87, 88, something like that. I might be wrong about that.
Hey, this looks like it's saying 90.
Yeah, 90. Okay, gotcha.
Oh my God!
But as far as the musical content, though, it's really great. I hate the name of the song, but Six Sex has got a really great, just driving heavy riff on it. I mean, great performances all the way around from all of these guys. You've got Jay Pepper on bass and on guitar, and you've got Pepsi Tate who passed away unfortunately. But they're actually still active. They're still putting out stuff.
Wow.
But I would really recommend I Can Fight Dirty Too. That's Who Needs a Lover. When I'm looking at you, I can fight dirty too. Love Bomb Baby is a great song. Pretty much every song, Noise Level Critical, has a great like rhythm section on it that you don't really hear a lot of in this genre.
I remember when I put it in, I was like, wow, this sounds like it's the beginning of a Camelot album. And then all of a sudden it went into this heavy, dirty riff. Yeah. It didn't sound like Camelot at all then, but just the intro was very like...
Yeah. There's parts of it, like on Love Bomb Baby, where they do that whole like radio intro type thing. Yeah. Like, call 1-800-Tiger Tails or whatever. Yeah. Reckless Love would do something like that for their song On the Radio.
Cool.
On, Animal Attraction.
Yeah.
But anyway, to me, this is a little bit better than, I think their first album was Young and Crazy or Young and Reckless or something like that. But this album is just heavy to me. It's got a great sound to it. Listen to Noise Level Critical. Listen to Six Sex. I Can Fight Dirty Too. If you like this genre, you will dig this. You will headbang to it. I mean, and the singer has got a grit to him, like you were talking about with Dio. He's not as good as Dio as a singer, right?
But you got to have that little bit of distortion in your voice, grit, I guess you can say.
Just a little bit in your voice.
Yeah.
And really cool cover. This is just an album I had to own because I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I knew that this album existed in 1995 because I didn't. This is an album that I discovered later.
Yeah.
Love Bomb Baby. I saw the video to that, and I was like, "This is glam." You know, lady, you're a love bomb, baby. Love bomb, baby, come on, blow me away. I mean, it's catchy. It's fun.
Yeah.
You can't take it too seriously, though.
Right.
Otherwise, you might not be able to listen to it.
None of this you better take too seriously.
Yeah. I don't know. You got some killer stuff over there. But yeah, Berserk, Tiger Tales, 1990, really killer album. You should check it out.
Wow, man.
All right, what you got?
So
now
my next album is a little more cleaner than anything else I've been talking about.
This is my favorite album on your list. You put me onto this album earlier this year.
Yeah, Time to Burn by Giant.
Yeah.
Is their second album, and it came out in the early '90s.
God, look at that, it's cool.
And it is a clean. They're not hair metal.
Right.
They are
more AOR.
Yeah, they're more AOR rock and whatnot. But it is just so catchy through and through. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I've listened to this album from beginning to end and just never skipped a track. It is just awesome,
man.
And I believe that Stay and Chained were the two singles off the album.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
And but I'm going to tell you, you got to listen to the song "Save Me Tonight."
Right on.
That song is awesome.
That's a great song. Very melodic.
Yeah, and
very
Dan
catchy.
Huff's guitar playing and vocals. Now, they're world class. The dude's awesome. And you know, he's like this really rich, famous music producer now. He does like famous country and pop artists.
Is that right?
Rap.
No, I didn't know that.
He's like in the whole biz, man. He's like making serious loot.
So he's kind of like Danish Strum. He's almost more influential behind the scenes than...
Correct.
Yeah, I got you.
But he went on to do like, people that are big in America, like, popular vocalists and rappers and stuff now. He's not even in the rock scene as much.
Wow. Go figure.
He's making some serious cashola.
Yeah.
But Dan is a
good for him,
phenomenal guitar player and fantastic vocalist. The whole band is so good, tight. The album from beginning to end, Time to Burn, I say.
Time to Burn. Right
is
on,
awesome, man. Giant.
Heck
Very good stuff.
All right, my next one. I'm going to talk about a band that I never hear anybody say anything about, and they are one of the best bands of the 80s to me, Dangerous Toys.
Oh.
Now, they got 3 albums in a row. The first album, the second album, Hellacious Acres, which is this one, and then Pissed, which is the third one.
Right.
And they are heavy. Man, Jason McMaster is the singer.
Yeah.
Who was actually in a power metal progressive band, I think, called Prophet.
With Ted?
No. Damn it, I can't think of the name of his really big progressive band. I'll look it up.
I have to look into that.
He's got an incredible voice, man. He's got an incredible voice. And this album, think Guns N' Roses, L.A. Guns, that kind of a thing, but to me better, because I'm not a big fan of Guns N' Roses. It's got a little bit of a heavier sound to it. This is just a great album. Gunfighter, Gimme No Lips, Sticks and Stones, Sugar Leather and the Nail, Angel in You, and then for some reason they have a cover of Feel Like Making Love. I could go without that, but Dangerous Toys is just one of those bands that their first, they kind of add a comedy element. Like they have a song on their first album called Sportin' a Woody.
Jeez.
But they're doing it in a self-aware.
Right.
But on their first album, they had a single called Scared, which is about Alice Cooper. Who is this man in the white dress? I'm getting nervous, becoming a mess. And then the chorus says, "Hey man, I think I like being scared." And it's all because he was scared of Alice Cooper.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of a cool little tidbit. Cool. But Dangerous Toys, they have a new compilation with old tracks, and it's official by the band, called Demolition, coming out very soon. There's a Dangerous Toys Facebook group that Jason McMaster is in. They're active in the sense that they still do shows. He also sings sometimes for Dirty Looks.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's not their permanent singer, but he'll like fill in for them and stuff. This album is freaking killer.
And they are playing Monsters of the Mountain.
Yeah, I would love to go to that, man.
Yeah.
If anything, for all those bands, but really for Dangerous Toys. I've never got a chance to see them at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're in the mood for Guns N' Roses, but you've listened to Appetite for Destruction too many times, go listen to Dangerous Toys because this is a really heavy album. Listen to Sugar, Leather, and the Nail, Sticks and Stones, Give Me No Lip, and the best song on the album to me, Gunfighter. Dangerous Toys, they are incredible. First three albums are some of the heaviest stuff that we've talked about today. Well, maybe not.
Well,
heavy in a different way.
Right.
Like it's more like the bite down hard Britney Fox type of heavy.
Yeah.
But anyway, great album, Dangerous Toys.
So my next I'm sorry.
About that.
My next album that I'm going to talk about is, as you've said it to me, probably the candidate for the worst band name in the history of bands.
Yeah.
But music-wise, Pink Cream 69's One Size Fits All here. And I brought in a couple of their albums.
That is a killer album.
It rules.
I've been listening to it all week, especially the song "Do You Like It Like That?"
Do you like it like that? Yeah, this band rules, man. I was lucky enough to see them live.
Oh, nice.
Prog Power, and they're just one of those bands where I was big into Halloween.
Okay.
And then I found out Andy Dearest sang for.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Halloween connection.
Yeah, this is the first couple albums, Andy from Halloween sings for Pink Cream.
Huh.
He's on this album. That's him.
That's the guy from Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I did not know that.
Yeah, and so I'm a huge Halloween fan, and this was a long time ago, and I found out about Pink Cream, so I went back and got all their albums.
Pink Cream.
I know. And so, the first three albums Andy's on. And then they got David Reedman, which I love even more than Andy Dearest now. But anyway, not to stray away from these albums right here with Andy are awesome. Pink Cream 69 is just a German band that is fantastic through and through. You cannot go wrong with their first two albums.
Can you maybe give us some insight as to what their band name, why?
I haven't the slightest idea. I swear. I don't know why they chose that band name. Maybe it's a joke, a running joke with them. Who knows?
I can't see it being anything other than sexual.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. But, which is strange because their music is so, it doesn't feel that way to me. It just
especially
rocks,
not that album.
The song Stray Kid, which is a kind of a down there in the track list, is one of my favorite songs of all time. It just rules. And then on this one they have a song that's down in the list. It didn't. Their big hit was One Step into Paradise, but there's a song called Hit the Bottom Row. Well, big for them.
Big for them.
Big overseas. We'll put it that way. Big overseas.
Yeah.
Hit the Bottom Row, though. That's a song off their first album that just is freaking amazing. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, like you said, Do You Like It Like That? Hell's Gone Crazy.
Ballerina is cool, too,
Ballerina,
actually.
yeah. Signs of Danger. Walking Out of Heaven. I mean, every song is awesome on One Size Fits All.
Now, I'm nowhere near as familiar. I just started. Now, I've heard you talk about this band for 15 years, or however long we've known each other, since 2013.
Yeah, right.
And I just never. Their band name was just like I couldn't take it seriously.
I know.
But then, in preparation for this video, I listened to this album, and you're not lying, dude. That album is almost like a heavy Danger.
Yeah, it is
in a way, yeah.
And the Dennis Ward, who's the main songwriter and bass player with them, he was. Everything he's a part of is awesome. Man. Place Vendome, Unisonic, and then Chimera. He sings on. Oh man, he's just a fantastic vocalist and music producer. Everything he does. But if you're going to listen to Pink Cream post Dearest, I say check out Sonic Dynamite with David Reedman on vocals.
I might check out that one today.
This album rules.
Because I loved what I heard from One Size Fits All.
Oh, absolutely.
I know I've mentioned this a few times, but the driving beat to Do You Like It Like That has been stuck in my head all damn week.
They're so catchy.
Yeah.
And they're very sadly overlooked, and it's probably the name.
Yeah.
And it may be, it just may be that. And check them out, though. I know it sounds weird to type into your computer or phone, but...
Especially since we're recording on a camcorder.
I'd say check out Pink Cream.
We're going to take you back to the past.
Yeah, for real. Seriously.
All right, cool, man. That's great pick.
Yep.
My next pick, this is not an album from the 80s, but it's an album from an 80s band that I believe is really overlooked. The band is called Vane, and they are consistent. They have they put out 2 or 3 records since then, including one this year.
Really?
Yeah, but this album specifically, I'm obsessed with this album cover. I just think it's really, really cool. It's simple, but I just love it. Yeah, there's really, I don't know why I love it so much. Maybe because the obvious. I don't know. But no, this has got, Vane has a unique voice. He could almost have been an emo singer.
Really?
Yeah, are you familiar with his voice?
Not too much.
It's got a very unique tone to it that has allowed him to sound the same. So this album sounds a lot like No Respect, like the first Vane album.
When did their first album come out? I'm not too familiar with the band.
I want to say it was like 87 or 88.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah, I've missed this band. I'm glad you're bringing them up. I'm going to have to check into that.
Well, I remember you actually borrowed this album from me when we first met.
Yeah.
So their first album was 89.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they were right on the end of it.
This one was 2011.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I love this album. Greener is freaking awesome. I love the song Cindy. My favorite song is the title track, Enough Rope. Gonna give you enough rope and you hang yourself, that's true. Yeah, they put out a record this year called Disintegrate Together, and they put out one after this called Rolling with the Punches.
Wow.
Really great, consistent band. They always do like the Monsters of Rock cruises.
Right.
So they stay pretty active.
So they're still doing stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And his voice sounds just as good. Triple X, Hot Stage Lights, Stray Kitten Burns, Cindy. It's got a unique sound to it. You can't. I don't even know if you could call it metal. It's. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a very unique band. But this album, with the cover and the name and the consistency of Davey Vane, he's been the main guy throughout the whole. 1995, they have an album called Fade that's really phenomenal too. But anyway, Vane all the way around. I would listen to all of their stuff, but this is my favorite Vane album.
Awesome.
And you never hear anybody talk about this album. I mean, sometimes you'll hear people talk about No Respect, but I never see this album talked about. It was released and forgotten, and it's got tape here because I used to have it taped up on my wall.
Oh.
Because I just love the album cover so much. I don't think there's ever been a vinyl release of this, but I would buy it if there was.
Wow.
But yeah, that's my one I just wanted to talk about. Listen to Vane, Enough Rope.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I will definitely do that.
You've heard it before.
Yeah.
It's been years, but
I will definitely get on that because that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Oh man.
My last one that I want to talk about today is an album that I don't think it's streaming.
No,
much,
it's not. I can't find it.
It's the first Phantom Blue album. And let me tell you, Shrapnel Records again. And it's a female band, heavy metal. And it's off Shrapnel. We're talking about real heavy metal.
I just wanted to... I came off side here for a second to show you. So I've been wanting to buy Phantom Blue forever.
Yes.
I gotta look them up on YouTube to hear them. But they're one of those bands that's like you gotta pay $100 because they were only released once.
Right.
And there's only 500 of them out there.
Yeah.
So underground tape trading.
Yeah.
Hopefully this doesn't get us in trouble for piracy. But underground tape trading still exists because he was nice enough to take his old school tape player. Record it the way you would back in the 80s, and so now finally I have a copy of one of the most underrated bands of the entire decade. I'll let you take it from there.
Absolutely. That you couldn't have said it better there. Gigi's voice is maybe, and I know you mentioned Lizzie Hill earlier being one of the best voices.
Yeah.
This young lady's voice
great,
here,
man. She's great.
her voice might be the best in metal for females, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it is on this album is just, it's got that sound, and her voice has got that perfect bit of distortion.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. And it's a shame that they didn't get bigger. It is so a shame there's only 2 albums.
And that second album I like more than this one.
It is awesome.
But even though this is a great album too.
This is
but they have a song on their second album called Time to Run. it's dude.
I'm telling you.
Like once a year, I'll send that song to you
I'd be like,
and just be like, dude, this is the best freaking song of the 90s, man.
I'm telling you.
But it was during that period where those 90s hair metal bands were putting out, you know, a little heavier,
getting a little different.
Yeah.
So you could feel the change in
yeah.
their style.
But that song added like all a sitar and all these different
It
elements.
sounded kind of like
yeah,
I can't think of what is
I
it,
love
Arabian or something.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I love this band. Thank you for finally, getting me a copy.
I'm telling you, in the song "Frantic Zone," oh my goodness, everything going mad from the start. It is through and through. There's only one complaint.
What's that?
It's too short.
It's too short. 30 minutes long.
It's only 30 minutes long. It's too short. It is so good that but before you know it, it's over and you're sad because you got to play it again and it's like you're listening to it for the first time again. That's how good this album is. I'm telling you. I can't boast it up enough for a band that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, some of the members have passed away at this point.
I believe
right?
Michelle Norm is the
guitar player.
She's the one who passed away. Yeah.
God, she was a great guitar player.
A while ago too. It's been
This is by far the most talented, and I hate saying female fronted. Dude, metal is metal. I don't care if you're male or female, trans. I don't care. But some metal bands that are female exist just because they're female.
Yes.
This is not one of those bands.
These ladies didn't chalk up the pulling the shirt down, and I'm not.
No, they
didn't do all that dumb stuff. They just came out and they played some heavy metal, and it was like right on par. And there's a reason they're on Shrapnel, because these ladies could freaking play.
A lot of your albums are Shrapnel.
They're Shrapnel because they are Racer X quality. Their talent is the talent of Jason Becker and
for sure
and Marty Friedman and Paul and all them. These ladies, gosh, it was just such a shame they only put out 2 albums. It really breaks my heart.
Yeah, man, because they should have been.
They should have been a huge freaking draw.
I love this.
If they were to get together and do something,
open this up?
I don't mind.
Oh, it's one of those ones. It's
it's old school Shrap. So, but it is just it's a solid. And if you haven't listened to it, I think you're going to have to go on possibly YouTube to listen to it.
Thanks to Cacophony.
There you go. They're on the same level.
Yeah. Speaking of speaking of the Shredder guys that you were just talking about.
And there you go.
Yeah, wow, man.
I bet you they toured together. Oh my gosh. I bet you they did. And it was friggin' awesome.
I bet you they did.
Oh man.
Man, thank you for getting me a copy of this.
Absolutely.
That's freaking awesome.
So if you're gonna, I say
this
go
is like,
on YouTube and check it out.
If you didn't put this on your list, just like Doggy Dog for me, this was going on one of our lists.
Oh, absolutely.
If you didn't put it on, I would have put it on mine.
The reason I'm putting this one as first is because there is absolutely, it is a must. It is mine, and these aren't in any order.
Yeah, we didn't rank these.
But this is just, it's number 1 to me.
Awesome.
It's a number 1 of a band that needed to be bigger.
Well, I kind of got the opposite as my last one. Again, we didn't rank them. It's not my number 1. But this is one of the biggest bands of all time that I'm about to talk about.
Right.
But this album, to me, CD long box, if you remember those, for like the 3 years they were put out, and the cassette. I actually own more. I have it on vinyl too, and another copy, not in the long box on CD.
I thought I saw you had a big poster.
Yeah, I should have brought that. It's a Capitol Records advertising poster. This to me, Poison's 4th album, Native Tongue, is so freaking great. I listened to this album. This is one of the first albums that I ever owned in my life. One of the first albums I ever bought with my own money, and one of the first albums that I remember learning every single word to every single song to. So I would just listen to it, rewind, and listen to it again, over and over again. There's a song called "The Scream," which is after the intro of Native Tongue. It goes into the scream, and of course we should say Richie Kotzen is on this album.
Oh man, it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
another one of those guitar players.
It's funny because CC DeVille is one of my biggest influences, like up there with Ace. But this is my favorite Poison album, so it's weird. But this is not the same type of record that we've been talking about. And it's obviously Poison. You already know that. But there's just a vibe. There's a swagger. There's a feel to this album that I love. Some of these songs sounds like old school Smoky Bar jukebox type songs, and some of them sound heavy as hell.
It doesn't sound like Poison, that's for sure.
No, it doesn't. There's some, I think their best work is on this. 7 Days Over You, Ain't That the Truth, Strike Up the Band, Blind Faith, you never, not the Warrant song, but Until You Suffer Some is such a great ballad. Bring It Home is probably the heaviest song on the album. I don't know why
What year
people,
is that album?
I want to say this is 93.
Wow. Brett was so ripped in that photograph.
93, yeah, I know.
Jeez,
it kind of makes you wonder if it's a little airbrushed because it's too perfection, too chiseled. Yeah, I listened to one. This is not an album this is one of my favorite albums of all time, and it's weird because it's not an album. I don't think that you could put on this album for just anybody, and
they would dig it.
Yeah. I just got a lot of nostalgia for it, I think. And it's just, I've probably heard this album more times than maybe any other album in my entire life.
Was there any singles off that album?
Stand was a single.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was. 7 Days Over You was a single, but, it didn't.
It didn't pick up.
Nah, it didn't. Stand was, I don't like that song. It's the only song on the album that I don't really like. It's like, white guilt type of thing. Like, lies and money become the white man's god. Literally, those are the lyrics. It's got like a choir in the back. You got to stand for what you believe in. Like that part gets a little corny to me. I don't like Stand. It's on the greatest hits, so it was a hit. But other than that, I mean, I just love Native Tongue, and I wanted an excuse to talk about it. I think this is a killer album. Obviously,
overlooked.
It's very overlooked, man, and they're not trying to be anything than what they are. 7 Days Over You, Ain't That the Truth, Strike Up the Band. Right, I'm trying to just let you have one song, but they're all freaking great. But if I had to say, if you really want to rock out, listen to Stand and listen to Bring It Home. But this is just one of my favorite albums ever. Native Tongue by Poison.
Wow.
Well,
there you go.
There you go.
Hopefully there was a couple albums on there that you'll revisit or visit for the first time, maybe.
Yeah.
And
I know some of mine were a little bit on the more commercial side, but I'm not, in the future we'll do maybe bands that are underrated instead of underrated albums.
Right.
Because that's really how I made my list. It's like, okay, even though Great White, Poison, and Warrant are three of the biggest rock bands of all time, there's still stuff in there that people don't talk about.
It gets forgotten. It falls along the cracks, and it's usually based on the date that it's released.
It's usually the best stuff in their discography.
Absolutely. And we're talking about Dog Eat Dog. That is their best to me.
Oh, God, I love that. I love that album.
And if that album would have come out, in 1987, oh my gosh, everyone would love it. It would be the top of their bill of albums.
Dude, I could do a whole video on just Warrant. I mean, they are one of my favorite bands. Maybe we should.
I think we should.
Because other than the Jamie St. James album and the new stuff, there's not a bad album.
True.
All right, Rockin' Talkin' episode 4?
Yeah,
4 or 5? Yeah.
I think it's just 4.
Yeah, well, this was the one I was really looking forward to. We got a little treat coming. The next episode, that's a great
should have
band.
talked about Treat.
Yeah. The next episode won't be a full-length video. It's just going to be a little thing that we're going to try something new. You'll see what that is coming up soon. But anything else you want to say before we end this one?
I think that's it.
All right.
See you next time.
Well, underrated 80s albums. I'm L.A. Gore.
MSTmike3K.
Thanks for rocking and talking.